All right, so today we're looking at the Dyson Wash G1. So this is Dyson's first mop, basically. Wet. It gets wet. And it's not actually a vacuum at all. It just uses, water pressure and spinning brushes to clean the floor and get rid of all the little bits. I've been looking at some other reviews online, and there's been a few complaints about this thing, so we'll cover off some of those and see if I agree with them as we go along. First what we have to do is set it up, and that means filling up this top water tank, which is certainly easy enough. Let's have a look at exactly how we do that. Right, so we've got these canisters that fit onto the Wash G1. We just need some clean water in here to start things off. It holds about 1 litre. Fill that up. And this just screws into place. Clips onto there, and we're good to go. So pretty easy, and then we just literally come back here, and some people didn't read the instructions properly and put the empty tank up the top, even though the writing on it is up this way, and even though there's a thing that says Dyson on the top, and there's a blobby thing that goes onto this spiky thing here. It's all, I would have thought that was all pretty straightforward, and it literally just clips in like that. Doesn't get much easier than that. It's a little heavy, to be honest, when it's full of water. I mean, that's 1 litre of water that you're dealing with there. The mop head is quite large, but it's quite manoeuvrable once you fire it up. So let's just move these stools out of the way. And so with my testing today, I'm going to do a couple of things. This floor I actually cleaned only 2 days ago. And you think, how dirty could it possibly be? It's a sort of a dining kitchen area. And, bear in mind that there are 4 people living in this house. A couple of boyfriends come in every now and again, and there is a dog. And it's been quite rainy lately. Dog goes out the back, comes in, and there's footprints and things. But let's find out just exactly how dirty it is. So the Wash G1, it won't start until we take it out of its standing mode, and then we can turn it on and fire it up. Right, now we're in the bathroom. As you can see, we've got tiles in here, and that offers the challenge of the grout and the grooves in between the tiles. So once again, you can see how manoeuvrable this thing is, and it gets right into those narrow places. And I can pretty much put that stuff back straight away because there's really not that much surface water left behind. Oh, right. Okay, so it's telling me now that we've done so much cleaning, it's time to empty the dirty water tank. And it's given me this little message on the screen, and it's actually showing me how to do that with this coloured display here. And if we look down here, you'll see that, yes, in fact, that is right. It looks like it's pretty full up down there. So we better go do that, I guess. So here we are at the laundry sink. I mean, you can do this at the kitchen sink or wherever you like, really. Remember, this is only water that we're using here. Haven't really required any other cleaning products. And you can see how disgusting that water is. And remember, I only cleaned these floors a couple of days ago. So, and I'm not expecting to find anything in the tray that picks up all the particles and things, but we'll have a look at that in a minute. So literally all that's required is we just pop that switch down and the 2 tanks pop off just like that. And it's all completely self-contained because it's got a nice lid on it there. and we can just unscrew that, tip all that gunky stuff away, give it a bit of a rinse out. And I had some people complain online that they found that these containers were hard to screw up, and I don't know why that is, because they're designed to make sure that you line the jets up in the right place, the nozzles, and so they've just got a little groove there, and so you can literally put it on any old how, and then they'll eventually line up and sink into place, and it's only just a couple of twists and it's all tightly done up. I don't know how much easier people want it than that. Obviously we'll need to fill up the clean water tank while we're at it. So I've done the kitchen floor and a bathroom floor there on one tank, and as you can see, I can just randomly twist that around and then it pops into place. It's all facing the right way. It'll only screw up one way, so there's no confusion. This mount seems to be symmetrical. Doesn't really matter which way around you put the tanks in, as long as you stick them back on the Wash G1 in the right way. And that's done. Now, here's the moment of truth, because as I've already mentioned, this isn't just a mopping device. So we're not just using these, if I can show you, these rotating microfiber brushes to pick everything up off the ground and to scrub the floors. Where do all those little bits go? That's the question. And so to answer that, and really I do advise you to go to your laundry sink to do this. It's probably the most hygienic way to do it. I don't know if you really want to be doing this over your kitchen sink. But anyway, this thing, without the water tanks on it, is not too heavy. And we just literally pull that tray out there. And remember how I said I wasn't expecting a lot of grit or little bits there, because I'd only just done this 2 days ago. As you can see, plenty of dog hair and bits of food, and I don't even know what some of that stuff is. Little stones maybe from out in the garden that the dogs brought in. So all that stuff just goes on there. There's a filter along the bottom that catches all that. So you just need to clean this out. This is my least favorite part of the operation, to be honest. But as you can see, I've got my good clothes on. I'm not expecting to get dirty. And once again, we can just rinse all that off. It's easy to rinse. See, sparkling clean again. Bring that up, and we can just slot that back in, and we're good to go. It's pretty well designed, you've got to admit. Okay, so you may be surprised to see just how compact the charging stand or the home base for the Dyson Wash G1 actually is. It really doesn't take up much more room than the device itself. And in fact, it does have this easily removable battery there, so presumably you can get a spare one and have two charged up ready to go if you're regularly doing more than about 35 minutes or so vacuuming. But once it's in the stand and you've filled up the clean water tank, you can then set it to self-clean. Now this takes about 2 minutes, so we'll just skip through that and come to the end. Okay, so as you can see, once again we've got some evidence that definitely some cleaning was going on there. And if we just take that off the stand, you'll also see there's no wetness or moisture anywhere around where that was happening. There's some of the stuff that was cleaned off the brushes there. We'll deal with that later. And if I actually pull the brushes out, you'll see that there is still a little bit of hair and stuff, but as far as the moisture goes, not too bad. So unfortunately, even though that these brushes are designed, to be able to dispatch with that hair, it hasn't quite happened. And this is sort of the darker side of the Dyson Wash G1. It's not perfect, but it's close. So there we go, the Wash G1 from Dyson. I didn't get any of my good clothes dirty. Did have to get my hands dirty a little bit, but that's only probably a once in a month kind of deep cleaning regime that you'll have to do. Otherwise, everything is pretty much hands off, and that's just the way I like it.